analysis problem. Convert 10.38 meters per second to miles per hour. This is a double conversion problem, meaning you have two separate things to worry about here. You have to get meters to miles, and you have to get seconds to hours. The beauty of dimensional analysis is you can do the entire conversion along one set of fractions. You just have to take one conversion at a time. So let's set it up. How many miles per hour, because that's what I'm trying to find. And I'm going to write this kind of in a different way. I'm going to write each unit in a different color. And as I switch back and forth, we'll keep track of which unit we're taking care of. I always stick with the top unit versus the numerator. You can do the bottom unit if you want, doesn't really matter. First thing I have to figure out is how am I going to bridge miles and meters. So I'm trying to get meters to miles. And I go over to my conversion factor sheet. I notice that I do have some information here that's going to help me. I have this relationship between a metric and English distance, and that's that 1.61 kilometers is equal to 1 mile equals 1 mile. And I also see that I also need to, if I'm starting with meters and I got to get kilometers, then I'm going to have to deal with meters and kilometers. And which one's a bigger value, a meter or a kilometer? You know, kilometer's bigger, so in 1 kilometer, how many meters are there? If you go to your metric system conversion sheet, we did this early in this data analysis chapter. This is 10 to the third. Meters is 10 to the 0. How far are we talking from 10 to the 0 to 10 to the third? We're talking 10 to the third, or 1,000. So you could write 10 to the third here, or you could write 1,000. It doesn't make a difference. So there are my bridging units for miles. Let's go ahead and do that. And how many meters? 10.38 meters per second. And notice how I put 10.3 meters per. That per is the fraction. So 10.3 meters is my numerator, and 1 second is my denominator. And I already told you that we were going to color code, so I made a mistake here. We're going to put the time units in red, so this should be 1 second. But we're dealing with just the units for distance first. So I'm going to ignore seconds. I'm going to set up my fraction here. What's going to go on the bottom? Meters. And we talked earlier about bridging together. I can't go from meters directly to miles. There's nothing on the conversion sheet for that. But I can go from meters to kilometers. I see the relationship right there. And then I can go from kilometers to miles. So this kilometer here is going to be my bridging unit. But I have to get the meters to kilometers first. So km on the top. Which one's a bigger value? Kilometer is how many meters in 1 kilometer? You go down here, there's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. Meters are going to cancel. We stop and I say, okay, I'm at kilometers and I want to get to miles. Am I done with the blue converting yet? No. I have to get kilometers to miles. So I have to make another bracket. Kilometers on the bottom. And what am I trying to get to? Can I get directly to miles now? I can. And what numbers do I put? Well, this is why we wrote the conversion factor down here. In 1 mile, there's 1.61 kilometers. Kilometers cancel. Now I'm at miles. What am I over here? At miles, this is what I want. So no more miles conversion. I'm done with the distance part. Now I must concentrate on the time. Where is seconds in the fraction? Seconds is a denominator. So to cancel out seconds, I would need to put that unit in the numerator position. Can I go directly to hours here? I could, and you're welcome to do that. I'm going to add an extra step here. I'm going to go to minutes. So if we were writing out our bridging graphic, we're trying to get from seconds to hours. There is a way to do that, but oops, sorry about that, hold on. But I'm going to do it kind of the harder way. I'm going to use minutes as my bridging unit and then go to hours. I could go 3,600 seconds in an hour, but I'm skipping that. Which one's bigger, minutes or seconds? Minutes are bigger. How many seconds are in a minute? There's 60. Seconds cancel. Even if they're far apart in fractions, you should know that the units still cancel. All right, if I stopped here and wrote out my unit in the answer, what would it be? Well, what's the only thing left? Miles per minute. What do I want? Miles per hour. I'm not done making brackets, so I have to add another one. All right. What do I want to cancel? I want to get rid of minutes. And can I get from minutes directly to hours? It's pretty easy. Which one's a bigger value? Hours or minutes? An hour is bigger. How many minutes in 1 hour? 60. Now minutes cancel. And what am I left with? Miles on the top, hours on the bottom. Is that what I want to convert to? Miles per hour. Yes, it is. So no more brackets. And now it's just a matter of simplifying the entire set of fractions. So I'm going to multiply all the way across the top, 10.38 times 60 times 60, divided by 1,000, divided by 1.61. Now let's see what we get here. We're going to do 10.38 times 60 times 60 divided by 1,000 divided by 1.61. And what do we get? We get 23 23.2099 miles per hour. But this isn't rounded. We need to round this. So I have to go back and look at all of my numbers here. All of the ones are exact. They're infinite sig figs. Are these exact numbers? Is there exactly 60 seconds in a minute? Yep. So the 60 is exact. Is there exactly 60 minutes in 1 hour? Yeah, so that 60 is exact. Is there exactly 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer? Yeah, so those are exact. This one is exact, but here we have a decimal. I told you, treat decimals as measured values. So there's 3 sig figs there. What did I tell you to do about given values? Treat those as measured values. How many sig figs here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 here, you have 3 here. What's the least number? Remember, that's the rule. Multiplying and dividing, least number of sig figs. Which one has the least amount? This one here. So 3 sig figs. What's the third sig fig in this number? The 2. What do you see next to the 2? A 0. So the 2 stays a 2. And my rounded answer is 23.2 miles per hour. And if you think that is slow, well, this was run by a human being in the 2012 Olympics. This is Usain Bolt's speed in the 100-meter dash, 23.2 miles per hour.